Colleagues, my name is Alex Mascot Ikwuechegh, and I represent the artisanal people of Aba North and Aba South in this incorruptible assembly.
Indeed, an incorruptible assembly. So said the man who is now not only being alleged, seen on a video, slapping a boat driver for doing his job. This is a clear case of unnecessary big manism in Nigeria, thinking that they are gold. Welcome once more, everyone here. My name is Mazes, okay? This is a stream this afternoon where we will be discussing what transpired in Abuja yesterday, being the 27th of October 2024 in Maitema, where a young House of Assembly member, he's born in the 1980s, so he's 80s, he should be 44. I mean, I still refer to him as young. A man who ought to be representing the people, a man who ought to be condemning the things the government is doing, has been found wanting and caught pants down, doing that which we all as Nigerians condemn. On a Twitter yesterday, arguments raised. And many said, oh, yet they know Igbo people will not talk. I say, see, when I say that we must reduce all this conversation and remove ethnicity from these conversations, many of you say, oh, you're being politically correct. Tell me, how does this, drive the point that a man is seen slapping another unprovoked? How does that turn into an ethnic conversation? How does that even, some are saying, you see, we are still telling you, break Nigeria and give us Biafra. I said, I hope that some of us, our senses are still intact, because the man who has done this has nothing to do with, oh, I've done it because I'm Igbo, or that if you get your country, some such nonsense couldn't happen. I said, let us collectively work together to see that this level of madness stops, irrespective of where it happens, be it in the north, be it in the south, be it in the east, and be it in the west. On Friday, on Friday night, Abuja was killed in Enugu. Now, and some of us took offense that we put in parentheses the title as being allegedly, accidentally, because that is the official statement from the police that it was an accidental discharge. And some of you gone blazing. Oh, you should say he killed it, he did this. I said, well, many of us do not understand journalistic terms. Putting it in parentheses means you actually doubt what the police is saying. I said, maybe it's media illiteracy that is becoming the issue here. And some are saying, oh, if it was Biafra, this thing will not happen. I said, listen, guys, why again bring ethnic nonsense into a crime that ought to be a crime and be investigated as a crime? Are you aware that the police officer who also do that shitting is also Igbo? No, you're not. You don't know. It would have fit the warped and useless narrative some of you are pushing if that police officer had names like Yusuf or Magaji or whatever. But here, we want and we will continue. If you don't like it, we can say goodbye to you, but we would continue to hold leaders to account, especially those that we have elected or selected. They tell us that we have elected them while they have boxed themselves, grabbed it, and ran with it. We must keep on holding them to account. Now, back to the issue at hand yesterday. If you haven't watched, if you haven't been following this, there is a Twitter space that is going to be coming up 5 o'clock Nigerian time. That will be in less than 2 hours. The Twitter space, you can join us where many individuals will be airing their views. That Twitter space is going to be all encompassing. Or you can join us here at Njenje Media. We will be live streaming the whole Twitter space. Now, backtrack. If we look at this young man called Alexander Ifeanyi Chukwu, I believe, mascot Ikwuechegh, he is the one representing Aba North and South in Abia State. I believe a member of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. All Progressive Grand Alliance. Yesterday, he did something so despicable, and so disgusting to watch. I must condemn. Yeah, we must, irrespective of whose us is God. When a crime against an innocent citizen is, committed, we must all come together to condemn that. He threatened an Uber driver who came to deliver items for him to say that he was going to delete him, that is, make him disappear, and heaven will not fall. When you see something like that, it should tell you that this is really, really disgusting. Now, the question that many of us, myself included, will be asking is, if he is threatening an individual, so if he is threatening an individual, if he is threatening an individual that he can make him disappear, the question that many of us would then be asking him is, have you people been disappearing people? Have you been disappearing people in any small provocation? Right? Is it that when someone angers you, you make them disappear? Maybe using your police? I'm glad that, as many of us reported last night, that the police have taken up this. And there are also other developments. Now, as a means of going back to the basis and showing us what actually transpired, taking this conversation step by step, let me backtrack a little bit and let's look at this scorecard has been trending this scorecard has been trending on Twitter, where they say that he is a first-time member in the National Assembly, although in that video he claimed to be a senator, actually an impersonation, because he actually understands the difference the difference between being a senator and being a House of Rep member. But for whatever reason, because of his ego, he claimed that he was a senator. We'll get to that. So, and this here trending clearly stating that he has not sponsored any bill, and he has no focus. I mean, I'm not total bill sponsored, bill tally. He says 0, progress 0, sector focus 0. But in slapping, he has better grades in slapping. Now, this is what transpired. Yesterday, a woman who runs a shop in Abuja, who runs an eatery, and this guy in the House of Assembly, that is Alexander, called this woman to deliver snail, ejuna, in the local parlance. And this woman prepared this snail, ordered a boat, told the boat or the Uber driver to go and deliver this snail. On getting there, he called the person, the number that he was given, say, please come and collect your item, that your item is ready. And an argument ensued. The guy began, the level of big manism, instead of quietly go and collect your thing and say thank you, because the boat driver does not know who was going to meet. He doesn't care. He is doing his job. All you need to do, you don't even need to give him tips. Just go there, collect your thing, allow him to leave. He doesn't know you. If he sees you on the street, he doesn't care. And that is the better way to do stuff. It brings me to the point that what is wrong with the black people and pomposity? Do you know who I am? Who are you? Any man who tells you, do you know who I am? Know that that person is invalid. That person is nobody. It's this false sense of importance that makes you ask a human being, do you know who I am? The moment you say, do you know who I am? I will tell you, sorry, I don't know you because you're nobody. If you are anybody, you will not open your mouth to say, oh, I am this. If you read the Zik's Odyssey, the book Dr. Nanda Azikiwe wrote, when he came back from America in the, before independence, in that book, there is something that struck me that aligns with what happened here. I was just reflecting on it. It struck me. When Zik left Nigeria, he was given a note to meet an American professor that was going to give him job. But when Zik came into this massive, environment, Zik saw a man with his own hand using a hedge trimmer to trim the grasses, around his house. Zik saw that man with that Nigerian stupid mentality, walked past, and the man looked at him, said, "Hello, young man, may I help you?" Zik looked at him from head to toe, said, "He doesn't speak to people like you." Zik didn't know he was talking to the professor that was meant to give him the admission. The admission letter, was addressed to this professor, and he thought he found the address. But he did not believe that that professor could actually be cutting his grass. When Zik now said, "Anyway, maybe you can help me. I am looking for," he mentioned that professor and showed him the letter. According to Zik's memoir, the moment the man said, "I am the one you're looking for," Zik felt that the ground should open and swallow him because he had done a mess of himself. That is the tragedy of those who found themselves in the corridors of leadership in Nigeria. Because they do not treat Nigerians as human. That's why they treat Nigerians as objects. If not, why would someone who brought you your food, who does not know who you are, you don't need to know who he is, because Bolt and Uber, people doing normal excellent job can actually decide to on their own. Maybe you're driving to certain heading certain locations, and if they had the app as Uber drivers or whatever, and they feel like they don't want to drive alone, they can actually put that on and see if they can get a passenger going in that direction, at least to let them pay this fuel. These are Nigerians who are working their back off, working tirelessly to make something out of their life. But hey, these are men in the National Assembly who, by sheer rigging election and maybe, doing one or two things, get into office, now suddenly thinks because they live at our own expense. They want us now to believe that they are the Almighty God. I would say to us, for those of you who haven't seen this video, brace up and I'll explain some of the conversations that happened here. So it started because the young man eventually had spoken to a very dark man earlier this morning, and he brought in some context. We're going to still review the video from a very dark man also. He brought more context to the video in question. Here we're going to start by when the young man brought the snail and what led him to even started recording it, because there were some parts that were not recorded. In the new video, he explained that it's at the point when he felt that his life was being threatened. Hence, he brought his camera to start recording. Listen to this conversation.
Do you know who I am?
The conversation started with, "Do you know who I am?" And like I said before, any man who says, "Do you know who I am?" I can comfortably tell him that you are an idiot. You are nobody. That's the best thing you tell that individual, because that individual doesn't know who he is. If you know who you are, you shouldn't be asking who you are. Who you are means you are nobody. Sorry, but that's what it is.
I am.
And the guy was very on point. I don't want to know. In fact, honestly, after watching the thing, I began to like the guy because what is my business with you? One, the contractual agreement I have with deliver this thing and you pay me. So asking me who you are, what relevant is that to me? Is it going to help me in any way, shape, or form?
So you think I will give you my money with the way you have spoken to me?
I did a job for you and you have to pay it, sir.
Now, you think I would pay you my money with the way you have spoken to me? If the Nigerian police has anything upstairs, that part summarized the whole encounter. It means the young man did not lift his hands on him. The young man did not insult him, but the young man spoke to him like two men conversing. The young man did not lick his ass. The young man did not worship him. The way maybe his gate man, his domestic staff, everybody worships them. That is what ailed him. That is what got him angry. And he exposed himself there with the way you have spoken to me, because they think that they are somewhat thin God somewhere. You know, when I tell us, one of the things that really ilks me is when they go on this nonsensical, idiotic, siren blaring and trying to run everybody out of the way. And you're driving your own small tuke, you're in your kekemawa. They would even, some of them will open the window and bring hose wipe to wipe somebody on an Okada. Why? The people you are supposed to be representing are the people you are speaking to in this manner. Let's start afresh now.
You know where you are? Do you know who I am?
Nobody.
No, sir, just pay me, let me go.
So you think I will give you my money with the way you have spoken to me?
You have
I
to
did
pay.
a job for you and you have to pay it, sir.
You will not see any. You will not see penny from me. With this level of disrespect, you're very stupid. Very, very stupid. Madam.
Now, at this point, he's called this young man, "You're disrespecting me." What was the disrespect all about? Oga, I didn't know who you are. I came here, I asked around this address. They told me this is the address. I stood outside. I called. Please, can you come and collect your food item? It's normal. It's normal. If you live in Europe, no Uber Eats driver comes into your sitting room. They will stay outside. You come because, but in America or Europe anyway, because you already paid, beforehand. The only thing is that sometimes you come out, you give them tip if you so wish. You come out. They call you. You come out, not deliver to your bedroom. But here, he's used to. I mean, he should have probably sent his own driver if he wanted to do that. Now, in the next segment, now he's going to call the woman who sold the snail and called the Uber driver. Bear in mind, the woman does not know the boat driver. The boat driver does not know where he's going. It's just a business app that connected three individuals that have transacted business, right? And one of them in this chain of business is proven to be, a backside. I'm sorry, but there is no better word for that. But that's what he has become. Now, listen to the conversation between him and the woman that sold that snail.
Who is this stupid boy that you sent to my house? Who is this foolish boy that you sent to my house? How can this stupid idiot come to my house and tell me that I'm supposed to come and meet him in his car and pick up snail that me?
You see, he confessed it with his mouth now. His anger is that the Uber driver said, Oga, I am here. Please, can you come and pick your consignment? Come and collect your snail. That worked him up. He said it with his mouth, not me, not any other person. He said it to the woman. Who is the stupid driver that will come here and tell me to come and pick up this, what I have ordered to? Come on, what I've ordered to eat. You see, this is how they place themselves as if they are gods. The other day, it was Wike who went to Lube, where people who bought land and their lands are being demolished. It was Wike is telling them, hey, shut up, hey, shut up. Do you know who I am? Am I supposed to be here? Damn freak it. You are supposed to be there because it's your effing responsibility. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Have you lost your minds? If you know you cannot serve the people, that's why you're called public servant. Damn, go home. Why did you contest to be in the public service if you do not have what it takes to serve the public? Then go home. And here he is complaining to the woman who gave who sold the snail, and still calling and yelling and calling that young man names, unprintable names for that.
Supposed to come and meet him in his car, pick up.
His anger is that the man said, "Oga, come to the car now." I mean, here in Abuja, how many times I use both, what's it called, the delivery guys, because it's cheaper for me for a don't cost. If I buy something, maybe from Banex or anywhere, I'll sit in my place and I will use boat. Let them bring it. When they come, I put in the payment. When I make payment about something, I've given the person my number. He gives the number to the delivery riders or boat delivery or whichever you choose. They come in, they call you, Oga, we are outside. Which color? Red. Okay, I'm coming. Let me come. Okay, I'm coming. Let me come and collect the item. You go. Where is your ego? You could have gone to the market yourself to buy it. But because technology is making it that you can now stay in your house, buy these things, and the third party, with a fraction of the fuel you would have consumed, delivers it to you, then you still are being pompous. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with people?
That I'm buying from you.
Now, even the woman is adding salt to injury, massaging his ego. How can he stay in his car and tell you to come and pick it? How can you tell us in the car? Madam, better buy vehicles or riders to be delivering if you don't want this to happen. You should also know that you are not serving God. Listen, in my place, if a God, one year too much, if a God with capital G, if you know with this oracle, they overdo, we will come together and tell the oracle, come on, we know the wood with which you are made. And you have to be plain. You must have to tell these people, sorry, but when the delivery guy comes, maybe now so they go begin poisoning some people now, and I go begin get sent. Eh? What's wrong? Why make nothing out of just absolute nothing, no, nothing at all. He's so sorry. He doesn't know who you are. You see, everything centers on ego. Hey, I'm so sorry. He doesn't know who you are. Oga, you are nobody. Go on. In fact, if you stand up, sit down, because you are nobody. In fact, you don't know yourself. That's why you're questioning. You know who I am. Because so, okay, you don't know yourself now. Because if you know yourself, if you know what you're made of, you don't need to ask that question. It doesn't take anything away. Assuming you gingerly came down, collected it. Ah, my brother, thank you. Your money 2,000. Okay, take 2,500, and you go. One day you go see him walking. Ah, I remember this man. Is it not this man that I deliver some? Of course, it's a house of refuge. Hi, this man is so humble. Oh, if you see the way the man just make me. That's what we call leadership. A personal story. I made a video. Go to this platform. The day I went to see Peter Obi in his house, in a BQ, a man that has massive house, but he chooses to live in a BQ. I came in there, we were talking, and he was making coffee. He asked me, do you take coffee with sugar? I said, no. Do you take with honey? No, I take bland coffee. That's what I do. And the guy said he wants to make coffee for me. I said, no, go ahead and make coffee for me. No, let me make, just give me hot water. No, let me make coffee for you. I mean, you are my visitor. Let me make coffee for you. And that's only two people in a room. That is his nature. He's not faking it. But here, somebody, nobody say anything happen. You're already blowing a siren.
I can make this man to disappear.
Oh, that is it. At this point, the Nigerian police has to step in. He says he can make the boatman to disappear. If as a Nigerian watching this, and this doesn't get you angry, then nothing will. On a serious note, because it means that, deductively speaking, either they have been making people to disappear, or that they are in the business of making people to disappear. Because he said it with ease, that he can make this man to disappear, and what? Absolute nothing will happen. This I found detestable and disgusting.
Can you imagine this rat? I can make this man to disappear in the whole Nigeria, nothing will happen. Can you imagine this rat? I'm not going to give this boy 1 naira of my money.
Oga, no be your money, now our money, because now we they pay you. Now he who they pay the pipe and I they dictate. Now he who they play the pipe and I they dictate the tune. Now we they pay you. So if you they talk that money, they add them with some form of respect.
No. I'm not going to give this silly boy 1 naira of my money.
You've been insulting me, and I'm being quiet.
I pray that you do. I pray that you insult me. Can you please insult me?
He's now telling the guy, can you insult me? So that he finds a reason to attack him. But the young man outsmarted him. The young man did not insult him, even when he was the one insulting.
I'm not going to call my policemen to beat you up. I will beat you up. I will show you that I'm a big brother to you. I will slap the hell out of you and I will lie you down.
I don't know at this point now. So they look the waist, sir, because he like say, I see something where the dangle and something where they do, where they dance, dengue the pose, they go the dengue, but that's on a digress, that's on a lighter note. But you can see that as well. Don't tell me you don't have a. But here, he's telling the young man, I am not going to get my police officers to beat you. I would beat you myself. Sad. Meaning, in such cases, they normally get the police officers to engage in illegal beating of innocent citizens. Sad.
Locking in my generator house. How dare you?
Why should you do that?
And the young man is saying, why should you do that? Why should you beat me? Why should you call police to beat me? Why should you even lock me in the generator house? Because that's what he told him. I will lock you up in my generator house. Police, another form of investigation. You must investigate, take samples from around the generator house to see what is happening there. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. He is unconsciously telling Nigerians that there are things happening in his generator house. And maybe we may begin to pay attention of generator house of senators and House of Rep members.
Who the hell do you know who you're talking to? Do you know where you are? Because you saw me sitting outside here?
It doesn't matter, sir. Pay me, let me go.
Look at this monkey.
I don't care what I am.
Are you even looking at me that you can beat me? Or are you looking at me? What? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Do you know who I am?
Now, unprovoked, the young man just said, Oga, please pay me now, let me go. Unprovoked, he slapped him. Unprovoked.
I'm a senator of this republic. Do you know who the
You see, impersonation. I am a senator of this republic. Oga, lie, you are not a senator. You see, that's false sense of who you are. Because maybe you think you are a senator. Because you are falsely lying to yourself that you are a senator. That a boat driver is just demanding for his money. And you're lying and slapping him. I'm a senator of the Federal Republic. Senate. Make una go. In fact, he has He should be charged for impersonation because he impersonated.
Do you know who I am? I'm a senator of this republic. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Now, you see, the guy don't they use F word. He slapped the taxi driver again. I don't know. At that point, to be honest with you, I have so many grace in my life. I can be calm. In the moment of argument, I can actually go to sleep. And that's in the best women. When you want to argue certain things, calmly I can go to sleep. But I don't know if I have this grace that if the man slapped me the second time, whether I could withstand it. Oh God, thank you for giving me that grace. If not,
How dare you?
Are you slapping me, sir?
Even this guy wicked. Okay, they don't slap you twice. You are sorry. I'm even the boat driver is a very wicked guy. How can they slapped you twice and you're asking, are you slapping me? No, he's kissing you. Didn't you feel the slap? How can you be questioning that
fuck,
kind of
you know who the fuck I am? How dare you?
Are you slapping me, sir?
You see this place? You suffer. I'll deal with you.
Are you slapping me, sir?
I just did. Slap me back.
Okay.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
That's fine.
Do you know who I am?
That's fine.
How dare you?
Did you just slap me 3 times, sir?
Twice. The third one you soon receive it. How dare you? Come on, get out of this place.
I need my payment, sir.
Come on, collect.
All right, so this is where I am. I just got 3 slaps from this man here, just because I told him to come and get his stuff and pay me my money. So he's claiming that
Tell them my name is Honorable Alex Ikwuechegh. I'm a member of the House of Reps. Tell them I slapped you.
Okay.
Call the Inspector General of Police. Call him. Let him come.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Record me very well. Record me very well.
All right. That's nice.
You came to my house to disrespect me.
I didn't disrespect you. I said pay me my money and let me leave.
Come on, give me that.
Okay. So at this point, you can see he got angry and slapped the young man again. Did a Samson on him, and tore his dress and everything, his clothes. I must say this. I condemn this act of barbarity in its entirety because I see this as needless. It's an abuse of power. It's what Fela during his time will call power show. This is a case of power show, a very senseless one at that, because his anger was not necessary. If not that, that these are set of people that oppress those that queue in the day of election to vote them, why he has no, he had absolutely no right to begin to treat the boat driver in the way and manner he did on this same day. This is very, very disgusting. So, having said that, after the whole incident, the boat guy, made another, went into his car, made another video, now explaining, showing now shirtless, because at that point the guy no longer wore any clothes, and he was now showing Nigerians, this is me here. Now at this point, he's now shirtless. His clothes has been torn by the senator impersonator. I call him that. He was impersonating to be a senator. And this is the boat guy here.
This is where I am. I'm actually with one man. He said he's a senator. I got a request to bring delivery to him. As you can see, I don't have a shirt. He shredded my clothes. And he slapped me 3 times. And this is the man seated outside here. He says he's a senator. And that there's nothing I can do about it. my phone is broken because I was videoing what he was saying and recording what he was saying. He was trying to drag the phone with me, and he broke the phone. Please, all Out1 members should please come to Maitama. All Out1 members, please come to Maitama, back of Farmers Market. I've not even ended the ride. Look at me. This is me here, and this is the man seated. This is my shirt. He just shredded it. And I've collected 3 slaps from this man. 3 good slaps from this man without saying a word. And he have insulted me. If you play the first video, you hear all the insults he gave me. Please, everybody that is an Out1 member should please come to Maitama La Vida Court, beside, I think behind Farmers Market. Thank you very much.
So now this is the this is the second part of that video, and I must say congratulations to Very Dark Man to bringing more context to this. Earlier this morning, because this happened last night, earlier this morning, the Very Dark Man went and he found this man, and both of them had this interesting conversation here. Sorry, let me see the Very Dark Man video. Oh, something is not right. Quickly, let me fix that. Because I like the way the Very Dark Man intervened, and it was quick. Okay.
This morning that man is not a senator. So this is the guy that I assaulted. Now we have seen the video, we saw all what transpired, we saw the horrible.
Let's start from the beginning here.
So this is the boat driver that was assaulted by that honorable member that claimed that he's a senator. The reason why I say that claimed that he's a senator, because I discovered this morning that man is not a senator. So this is the guy that I assaulted. Now we have seen the video, we saw all what transpired, we saw the horrible things he said to you, we heard him call you monkey, rats, all the derogatory things he said to you. Now the question is, what happened after that video, please?
Okay, so after the video, he called some police officers. I don't know the division they were assigned to.
Okay.
And then the bond.
Okay, for clarity and context here, after this video that I played and analyzed, the first part, the whole mess didn't stop there. The man called police. Police took this driver and his car to the station, and the narration of the man then continued here.
They me to the station. I wanted to drive the car. They said no, I should not drive. So two sat beside me, and I was in their middle. And then they drove me down to the station.
Okay.
When they drove me down to the station, they said I should go inside. As I had calls, they didn't allow me to take my calls.
Okay.
So they were not asking what happened. They didn't ask me. They were asking people that were not there, the police officers. And then the police officer quickly said, I went to Honorable's house and I was fighting the Honorable. I kept mute.
Did you show them the video?
I have not shown anybody the video as at that time. Okay. They've not even the security person that came to bear witness as at that time have not seen the video.
Okay.
As at that time. Okay. So they now referred us to crime, that we should go to crime. So we went to crime. The man was not asking what happened. As I was explaining, initially I didn't explain. The man now said he cannot actually hear from one side. The other person has to come to actually give his own side of the story. And then the police officer said, when they said I fought him, they now said no, they should go and bring the man. Immediately his security man now called him, and they passed the phone to the IPO that was in charge of the case. And then the IPO was now talking to him on the phone and stepped out of the office where we were. And after some time, he came back and said he wants to go and do investigation at the Honorable's house. Okay,
see the way they play karo with Nigerians like them. House of Rep member assaulted a boat driver. The police took the boat driver into their custody, questioning him, rather than invite the House of Rep guy to come, the moment they know that he's an emperor, listen, now so everybody go to criticize Wike. These guys are worse than even what Wike and Co are doing. Just like everybody is talking about Yakubu Mamudu, without knowing that every single governor in Nigeria, without exception, they're all the same. Look at all the local government elections they've conducted. All of them rigged from state A to state Z, party A to party Z, without no single exception. All their parties will just sweep everything, be it in the north, in the south, in the west, and in the east. All of them, without exception, are the same. You are now taking someone who someone who was assaulted, took him in, and instead of you to demand that the guy comes to the office the way you've taken this guy, no. You have to say, I will go and interview him in his house. Maybe when the police officer gets there, they will bring cognac now, or they'll bring stout, or they'll bring Nkwobi and this, or even a taste of that snail that was bought, and they will sit down, be pepper souping and the big stouting before they come back to deal with the young man later.
You left you at the station
at the station.
Want to go. Which station was this?
Metama police
Okay,
station.
so it happened within Metama.
It happened within Metama.
Okay, so the IPO left you at the station and went to the Honorable's house. Okay.
And then after they kept me there for over 2 hours. I was behind. I was at the counter. I was not detained though.
They kept you behind the counter.
They kept me behind the counter. And then after 2 hours plus, he came back, and then he was not like, why did I record the video?
Why IPO now change
He was not
you?
trying to change the narrative. And I asked him, is that...
Can you imagine? You see, because the guy has an evidence, they are not asking why did they even record it. Just imagine for 1 second, if this boat driver did not have that video recorded, it would have been easier to say that this boat driver jumped fence to come and kill him, and they might shoot him. But even with this clear evidence of that I have played from the beginning and explained frame by frame, the Nigerian police is now questioning why he even recorded. Because they're all criminals. They don't want the evidence to be out there.
There is a part of the law that says I cannot record what somebody is doing to me. He was becoming a threat to me, and I had to take evidence so that people will know where I am.
By this time, was the honorable member there?
He wasn't there.
He was at home.
He was at home. So then I gave me a form to fill, to write my own statement as to what happened. As I was writing, the honorable I came. And then when he came, he started talking and he was shouting.
Even at the station?
Even at the station. He was
calling you
talking,
names?
Calling me names. Like, I still kept mute and I was looking at him. So my colleagues were talking to him. Me, I've already had my own fair share of trauma from him. I don't want to actually have any engagement or any encounter with him. I just went to one corner and I sat down. And I was listening to everything he was saying. All the names he was calling me. You common boat driver, you're a poor man, you have pride in your poor, you have this, you have that. I kept mute. I said, so the problem you have now is a poor man cannot speak that I'm in Nigeria and I shouldn't be treated as a foreigner in this country. As I'm from Delta State and I cannot be treated, I cannot have you treat me like a foreigner in my own.
Now, when did you leave the station?
I left the station at about, I think some minutes to 3 or so.
Where's your car?
My car is still at the station.
So the police collected your car?
They collected my car.
And you left.
Now, this event happened around 9. Can you imagine? This guy was at the police station till 3 a.m. this morning. 3 a.m. this morning. And to make matters worse, the House of Rep guy went back to his house to go and sleep. And police asked him to leave his car. Nigerian police, I know you guys are watching. This young man must, capital M-U-S-T, get back his vehicle. And he must not pay a dime to go back home with his vehicle. What it means for him now, today being Monday, he has lost a whole day. He hasn't worked. Who is going to feed him? Who's going to feed his family? This is unbelievable. This is indeed unbelievable.
The station this morning.
Yeah, I left this.
Was the honorable member detained?
He wasn't detained.
They let him go.
They let him go.
That's really, really sad. Now, I want to ask you a question. The woman that sent you that message, do you know her name?
I didn't know her name per se.
Do you know her business name?
I don't know her business name. It was a request. But I think I checked from my boat app. I think the last request that came in when I tried calling from the app, it was, I think, Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah.
Because she said something in that video. She said something like, and do you know who he is? She was also supporting him. That's why I'm asking you that if you know who she is. Now, what did you go and deliver to him? What even really happened? Just give me a brief summary of what happened before that video.
Okay, before the video, I actually got a request on boat.
Okay.
Right? I was closing already because I needed to resume work this morning at 8:30.
Okay.
So I was closing at 9:10. I said, let me just quickly go home so that I can have enough rest. So I got this request to Metama. I felt it was a normal request. And then she told me, no, that it's not a request, that I'm picking something up from a
Yes.
garden.
Okay.
Right? From a garden.
Which garden?
I don't know the name of the garden. She just described the garden that after Kado roundabout,
Okay.
you will see one orange color container, and then there's a garden beside it.
Okay.
So I just quickly went there, parked. The girl just came without wasting time, brought the package that it's a snail. I said,
Snail?
okay, snail, yeah. So she dropped it. It was the girl that brought it and dropped it on the seat. She understood that part.
Okay.
I was like, okay, there's no problem. I'm going. So on getting to the man's house, I called him. Okay, I'm at your gate. You know, I said, okay, I should give it to the security man. They gave it to the security man. The security man explained where the house address is. So I drove down to the house. On approaching, I called the man again. I said, Oga, I'm here. He now said, I'm not here. That if you're here, I will see you. So I drove. He now said I should park beside one camera. When I parked beside the camera, I saw him, but I didn't know he was the one. So I saw him seated few meters away from my car. So I greeted, good evening, sir. He didn't respond. Good evening, sir. He didn't respond. So I presume he is not the one that I'm supposed to deliver this thing to. Okay. And since he didn't answer, the next thing is for me to call the person that has this package. The next thing I dialed the person's number, and his phone rang. And then the next thing he was like, are you stupid? Are you mad? Are you a fool? Bring my stuff for me.
Now, at this point, I want to juxtapose the last thing he said to the comment made by Hugo Asuzu. Hugo Asuzu says, the House of Rep guy was wrong for slapping the guy, but the Uber guy must be rude. Must be rude person. You came to deliver something, show some respect at least. If you go by, you cannot judge by one person's, assertions. But here, if the question was of rudeness, it is a case of you enter an Uber is rude to me. I have no business with Uber driver. I have the app. I drop. You see my rudeness, my own rudeness in my review. I can write, I think 500 characters or whatever. I can write the whole 500 characters in my review. So, you see, my point is that as Nigerians, we must learn how to do things appropriately, not every time with paraquism. No. If you by any means think that the boat driver was rude, you have a mechanism. There is a already developed mechanism of saying that an individual is rude. Use your review. Give him 1, give him minus, give him 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. Give it to him. Write why you think that individual is rude. But to go and slap somebody in the name that he could be rude, then I do not know what I would say to the individual who, in this case, will now go and slap another person because you think that that individual was rude. By the way, what is rude in asking an individual to come and pick something that I was given to deliver for you? Where is the rudeness? You can hear the guy. He came, he greeted him twice, he didn't say anything. He now brought out his phone, used his phone to call him, and the phone now rang, meaning the same man who was ignoring you is the same. So what if somebody if his girlfriend walked him up, or his front and side or back cheek walked him up? That is his own effing business. You cannot transfer your aggression to someone else. The guy was nice. You are lucky he didn't eat one or two parts of that thing in the car and clean mouth. He brought the thing to you and you're there making trouble. Unnecessary. I mean, honestly, there was no need for that trouble.
So I was not happy at the way he talked to me because I was doing my professional job, right? I was not happy. So I was like, okay, this thing you're saying to me, it has not gotten to it. Normally, I'm not even supposed to bring this thing to you. You are supposed to come and pick it yourself. Yeah. That was the only thing that got him angry. You are asking me to come to your car to pick my stuff? Are you okay? Do you know who you're talking to?
It's okay. I can see the anger on your face, don't worry. The truth is that Nigeria is for everybody. Nigeria is not for one person. If an honorable member will be treating people like this, then just imagine what the president supposed to do. Now, I need to remind you, we are all clamoring for the youth to come to power. See this one now, youth. I always say something. The youth are looking for a better... They are not trying to make this country better, a lot of them. They want to get power to do worse than these people because they have a better way of hiding this evil than these old men in power. But nevertheless, the man does not have immunity. I just discovered that he's not a senator. So actually pursue this case. And I believe that the law will take its course. We'll go to... I've heard a lot of things about Maitama police station, which I'm not going to say. But I believe in the new commissioner of police that have been moved here. Commissioner of Police Disu. So this case will be reported to him directly. And I believe that the law will take its course. So don't worry. You said you are not feeling well.
Not feeling well. He hit me on my chest severally. He was just hitting me on my chest and I stayed mute. I was looking at him. So when he was becoming much of a threat to me, initially I did not record because I didn't go there with intention of fighting. If I went there with another motive, I would start recording from the very beginning. It was when he was becoming a threat, when he said he would pay 50 million naira and then they would delete me and look at me, this orchid. He was just calling me all sort of names.
You pay 50 million and they will delete you.
He will pay 50 million naira to somebody, to people, and then they will kill me and nobody will say anything. And when I noticed this thing is becoming what I never expected, I quickly brought out my phone
and you recorded.
And I started recording.
Don't worry, we'll go and write it.
Okay, so can you imagine? And because there are things you need to know that when someone is really saying something that is in line with, because you can see where the video started. There was no clearly any intention to record the whole incident ab initio from the beginning. Because the young man, I believe him when he said he had no intention to record. But sometimes when you feel that your life is at risk, many times there are airports that I fly in, I have no intention of recording anything. But there are times when I see that thing that's happened and, anticipating that something else might happen at another checkpoint, I might begin to record in my way of recording that nobody will know that anything is happening, right? So, you know that you ask yourself, why do you have dash cam in your car? You don't have dash cam because you like the road or anything. You have dash cam in your car because some people may want to cut you and cut into your face and maybe break you, smash them from the back in order to make insurance claim. The reason why you have the camera there is to record the actions. And you can clearly see from the first video, second video, third video, you can see sequentially there is no accusation against the boat guy, aside that he considered him being rude, which actually being rude is subjective. He considered him being rude. It's not your son. It's not your daughter. I see somebody on the road, greet me. What thing concern me? You be boat driver, you deliver something. Hello? You be boat driver. Hold on. They say no volume. You be boat driver, you deliver. No, I have volume now. Who they talk like that? Aquaman, please. I think your system is kaput. No, my I have volume here, please. I have volume, very very clear one. I can see the sound check. So, as a boat driver, You can do well though. It doesn't hurt to be polite, to be, because the job of a taxi driver, um, be it a taxi driver, a boat driver, an Uber driver, a Vumi driver, a Voom driver, irrespective of which company you're using, bear in mind that you are facing the public. And in facing the public, you need to put up good attitude and smile. It reminds me of an American animation movie called The Madagascar. You know, I wanna move it, move it. You wanna move it. Towards the end of that Madagascar, the penguin hijacked a boat, uh, a, uh, a big vessel, and they landed in an island, and there was no fuel to for that big vessel to move. But when they were sitting down, why I'm giving this analogy because it's very funny. The penguin, all lying down, and the zebra and the lion, they've boarded that, thinking that they will now use it to jackpot. And the penguin, the head said, "Smile and wave your hand, smile." So they were smiling to the to the lions, who have already taken charge of this vessel, that they're going to use it to go back to New York. Sadly, they're not going anywhere. But by the way they were smiling, waving their hands, the other ones were not even anticipating that anything's going to happen. So it doesn't hurt to smile and wave your hand. Smile and wave your hands. So, people, that's the much we can take. But bear in mind, I think, okay, let me update us on this. The Nigerian police have actually said that they received complaint, because many of us, to be honest with you, I think I'm beginning to like the new, I'm beginning to like the new way the Nigerians are taking up issues this time around. Everybody is really taking things serious. I Okay, let me show this. You see that as a result of some of our engagement collectively as Nigerians, in this community, about 4 hours ago, the Nigerian police wrote, okay, that's my personal response. I say, dear Nigerian police, Nigerians expect you to set example with this case of assault by a lawmaker turned lawbreaker. Use this opportunity to redeem your public battered image. Assaulting an Uber delivery man simply because he feels superior. I'm bragging that I'm bragging about that. It's unacceptable. And Nigerian police actually have come out to tell Nigerians the Nigerian police force is aware of the incident between a boat driver, Mr. Stephen Abuwate, Abuwa Seya, and Honorable Alexander Ikwuechegh, which took place on October 27, 2024 in Maitama, Abuja. The FCT command is actively handling the case following Mr. Abuwatseya official report at the Maitama Divisional Police Headquarters. The police force also urges the public to refrain from using the name of or officers of the Inspector General of Police to intimidate others, as such action undermines the values of impartiality that IGP's office upholds. Again, if you understand what this means, is in very simple and clear terms. The police is telling the House of Rep, please stop using our name and the name of Inspector General of Police to intimidate and to harass people, which the Alexander of a guy, Ikwuechegh, actually said in that video, right? And this is that video again. Please reposted the same video that is from the Nigerian police here, right? So when we look at it now, people began to respond to it. One of those responses were some of you, your usual auntie auntie Kemi.
Muiwa, this statement has an issue with me. I'm a PR specialist, second degree. You said you're urging the public to refrain from using the office of the IGP, okay, because it does not represent their values. In other words, on so far public will come off your office IGP, hale, public kolo now. This is supposed to be for the lawmakers. Urge the lawmakers kí wọ́n má fi orúkọ IGP halẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn èèyàn because nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lálẹ́ àná nìyẹn now. We're outside Nigeria ṣiṣẹ́ as investigative journalists. So please clarify that. Yes, the public must not use the office of the IGP to intimidate others, but it's the lawmakers that you should be urging. And it was a lawmaker that did this. Thanks for listening, Mwiwa.
You know, you may like Kemi, you may dislike her. She made an excellent point. And without even watching this video, I was already highlighted that that section is not for the public because the public is not the one using that the name of the IGP or whoever. It is the lawmakers that are using it. So let's take some, let's take some of the reactions from the people. Now, some people are now saying the effect of Very Dark Man is making you people respond to serious issues within 24 hours. On the other side, this case must not go down. The offender must be punished. We are watching. Now, people are beginning to post the video of the Ikwuechegh here, and I must confess, the first time I came across this Ikwuechegh of a guy was when unknown gunmen killed some army personnel in Aba. And he came out. The way he spoke to the people of Aba, because the market was closed, I paid attention to whoever was addressing the Aba in that manner. Because he addressed them in a manner that you think this is what public representation should be. But hey, sadly, after all said and done, he, whether that was an eye service, the real him came out when it was only between him and an innocent delivery guy. The rest is history. Nigerians are not taking this lie alone. We've dedicated an hour now already on this, but be rest assured that in the next 15 minutes, Nigerians are assembling on Twitter and they will be having conversation on this on Twitter. And that Twitter conversation, the X conversation, will still be streamed live on Njenje Media. Okay? So for those who may not know him, let's bring him once more. Oga, can you tell us?
Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Alex Mascot Ikwuechegh, and I represent the artisanal people of Aba North and Aba South in this incorruptible assembly.
He said that he's representing them in an incorruptible assembly. But the people say that assembly where they talk say they incorruptible. They don't shit for that assembly. So join us in the next 15 minutes as we start this X conversation. In my view, this remains a very dark abuse of power and a threat to life and a physical assault. 3 cases in one. I believe the Nigerian police, with our collective eye on them, must be forced to do the right thing. I don't care which state it's from. I don't care if it's Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, whatever. They don't care. And that's what I urge us as Nigerians to collectively do and reduce this madness of ethnic hating and ethnic tension. I am Mazi Ezoke. Bye for now.
La 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 la.